Hi, I'm Steph and welcome to Phlash Worx. So today I'm going to go through with you how you can create your natural flawless dewy base. So to start with, there are 3 things that we need to do with the skin before we apply any makeup. We need to make sure that we cleanse, we tone and we moisturise. So we cleanse the skin to get rid of any makeup, debris or dirt from the skin. We tone the skin to remove any leftover cleanser and to remove any debris, and it also tightens up the pores. And we moisturise because we want to add moisture back into that skin. So to start with, I'm going to cleanse, and today the product I'm using for cleansing is Kiko cleansing water. You can use any cleanser you like on the market. I just really like the Kiko one, and I quite like the application because it's just a nice pump action. So the first thing we're going to do is to cleanse. So just apply it out from the nose and up, just all around. Remember not to forget the smaller areas inside the nose because makeup tends to stick there. And don't forget the hairline, as makeup will also stick there. And if you close your eyes. So with this cleanser you can sweep straight over the lid. This product is hypoallergenic and suitable for all skin types, so it's not going to be sensitive for eyes. So that's the cleansing. If you had lots of makeup on, the cleansing would take slightly longer because you've got a lot more to remove, but Julia's come here nicely today with no makeup on her skin, so it makes my job easier for you. So the next product I'm going to use is the Kiko toner. Again, it's a pump, so it's just nice and easy for me, and it's the softening toner. Again, there are loads of toners you can use. I just prefer this one, and again, it's hypoallergenic and suitable for all skin types. So with the toner, you just follow exactly where you went with the cleanser. Just the same places. Again, just making sure that no cleanser is left on the skin and all makeup and all debris is removed. If you look up. So there we've cleansed and we've toned. So the next step is to moisturise. I would just like to add not to miss this step out. Make sure you do your cleanse, your tone and your moisturise twice a day before any application as well, because you really want to get your skin in a good place. So don't miss this step, especially when you're doing a flawless dewy base. For the moisturiser today, I'm going to use Simple Kind to Skin Hydrating Light Moisturiser. And there is a reason I'm using a light moisturiser, which I will explain in a minute. So again, with the moisturiser, you go out from the bridge of the nose and around the skin. If you have any excess dry spots on your skin, just remember to put excess moisturiser on those bits. So there you go, that's the cleanse, the tone and the moisturise. So now we've done the first step, we've prepped our skin with the cleanse, the tone and the moisturise. We now want to prime our skin. So you can choose to do this before makeup application. I always prime the skin, especially for a natural dewy base, because the products I'm going to use, they're going to accentuate that nice dewy look. So the first product, and this is why I use the light moisturiser, I'm going to use Illamasqua Hydraveil. You can use this product as just a moisturiser in the summer when it's hot, but to really get a nice dewy look on the skin, if you use it as well as your moisturiser, it's just going to look lovely. But that's why I mixed it with the light moisturiser. If you do heavy moisturiser and this Hydraveil, it's going to get a bit cakey on the skin. So you don't need to apply much of this product. It's quite funny, it comes in, it's like a jelly in the pot, but once you've put it on the skin, it goes into a really nice cream. So you might have noticed that I'm cutting all my products out with cotton buds or anything else, but that's purely because of being a makeup artist. I have to keep hygienic. You won't be doing that. You'll be going straight into your own pot. So with the Hydraveil, just apply it like you would a moisturiser. So out from over the brow bone. Can you just come this way? Thank you. And you can probably already see that it's looking really nice and dewy on the skin. You can probably also see how it goes on. It is a bit strange. But once you work it into the skin, it does go nice and creamy. So that's the Hydraveil. So the next step after that, we're going to prime underneath the eyes. You can use a concealer under the eyes once you've done the foundation, but if you can prime under the eyes just to help with any dark circles that you have, then it will just help when you've applied your foundation to give a much nicer finish. So for the primer under the eyes, again, I use Illamasqua, and I use the Illamasqua. It's the cream pigment, it's their cream pigment blush that goes under the eye. So this product is amazing, and you only need a tiny bit of this product. If you put too much on, it's really going to cake into the eye. So small amount, and I mean small. And then I apply it with a small applicator brush. This is a detailer brush from Real Techniques, and it's perfect just to get right to the lash line. So to apply this product, don't put much on your brush. And then you lift your look up and then come this way. So see how I go right under the lash line? Don't rush with this product because it does take a little while to get it on. If you rush it, it's just going to look heavy. And because of the colour of it, it's not going to look good through foundation if you just put too much on. You need to make sure you work it into the skin. Don't forget the corners by your nose because they tend to stay quite dark. So you can apply that there just to lighten it up. So work from the lash line. And I tend to drag the product down. So I'm not applying much more, I'm just using what's there and just blending it into the skin as much as I can. You can probably already see the difference in the two eyes with the product on and where the product isn't. So again, the same for the other eye. So when you apply it on the corner of the brush and right to the lash line. And then bring it down. And don't forget the corners. I said, you can see it's really taking me a little while, but just don't rush this stage because this is really quite important. Otherwise you are going to get a cakey finish. Perfect. So you can probably see that product on camera. It's a primer and it's quite an orange colour, so you are going to see it before you put the foundation on. But that's the under eye primer. So now we've primed underneath the eye with the orange, I'm going to use the green primer just on the red parts of Yulia's skin. Just to touch a little bit about priming the skin. When you use colour primer, you're going to use the colour that matches the opposite on the colour wheel of what you're covering up on the face. For instance, the red on Yulia's face is going to be covered by the green because they are opposite, so they complement each other. And the orange under the eye helps with any purple bluiness because it also complements that colour. It's just something to note if you notice any things on your skin that might be, you might have some pigmentation or some colours that you could correct with colour correcting. So have a look at the colour wheel that we're going to post up on the video and see what colours you need to be buying. So for this colour corrector, I'm going to use Kiko Skin Tone Corrector. It's green, but it is also a primer. Sometimes you can You can get a colour corrector that isn't a primer, but it's quite cakey, like the Illamasqua one. The green, you can get exactly the same. You can get cakey green. I just prefer to use the primer when I'm doing a natural dewy skin because it just leaves a dewy finish behind instead of a cakey matte finish. Does the same thing. Some of them are a bit thicker than others, so if you've got really bad redness or angry acne, you could use a thicker green on that. So I'm not going to use too much green because Julie hasn't got much red on her skin. And the way to know if you're doing it right is if your skin looks green, you've put too much on. You should not look green. And to apply this, I'm going to use an angled foundation brush. Again, Real Techniques. I quite like the angled flat brushes for applying this colour corrector just because of the way that it sits on the skin. It's nice. It's nice and easy to blend. So you look at the skin, you find any red parts, and you just match that out with the green. So I'm just come this way. When I'm putting this product on, I'm pressing it on. So I'm not blending it in so you can't see it. I'm pressing the product onto the red. So it's sitting there, it's covering it. Like I said, if you see green, you've gone to a bit that doesn't need green. This is a subtle corrector, so you're not going to see a huge change, but it's just going to calm everything down for the foundation. Remember, we haven't even got to the foundation stage yet. And that's the green colour corrector. So now we've done the first two steps. We've cleansed, we've toned, we've moisturised, step one. We've prepped and primed the skin, step two. So now all that's left to do is the foundation. Now the foundation I'm going to use today is Illamaasqua Skin-Based Foundation. So Illamaasqua do a few ranges of their foundation. I just really like this foundation because it again, and I've said it a few times now, it gives a really nice dewy finish. It's not too heavy. Now I've pre-mixed Julia's colour because I've had to get exactly the right skin tone, so it's in here. So the brush that I use to apply foundation, and I get asked quite a lot, how should I apply foundation? However you prefer. I prefer to use a brush because I find it blends in really nice and you can get quite a nice buffed finish on it. If you do use your fingers, that's fine, but sometimes you can leave it looking streaky on the skin and that's when you get your lines if your foundation isn't completely colour matched, which it should be. So for this foundation, I really do recommend this brush. It's a Real Techniques buffing brush. I like to use it for foundation because, like I said, it gives a really nice finish, and for the look we're going today, it's perfect. So, not applying loads of foundation, just enough. So when you apply foundation, you want to go from the nose out, and the way to think of it is, so you start here, you come out, by the time you get to here, you shouldn't really have much foundation on your brush. You shouldn't be putting much on that area of the skin. And also remember when you get to this bit to go down with the brush with the fine hairs that us ladies have on our face. So you can just move this way. Thank you. So I'm starting out from the nose. And I really am buffing this foundation, and you can see there isn't really much on my brush. But I'm buffing it out just to give it that nice natural look. If you look up. So under the eye, and then out on the brow bone. Remember to go to your hairline so you don't have that mark at the top of the head. You really want this foundation to look natural, so this is why this brush is just brilliant. So you can really blend it into the skin. Sorry, Uni, I've got a bit of hair there. So if you close your eyes, so with this you do sweep over the eyelids. A lot of people miss their eyes out when they're doing foundation. Don't. Go straight over the eye, because that's going to be a good base for your eyeshadow. Keep getting all Yulia's hair in this. And this way. So as I said, not too much foundation when you get to this point. Just use what you've got if you can and just blend it down. And under the chin, under the neck. And just bring it down. Come this way. So there we go, we've applied the foundation. So now we've done the foundation, we're just going to finish off with concealing. Conceal any dark circles that have come through that primer and the foundation, and any blemishes that might have not been covered by the foundation. Just a tiny bit of concealer that you use with the foundation brush just to finish it off. So the concealer I'm using is Illamasqua, and the colour is medium 1, and it's a skin-based lift concealer. So again, a really small amount of this product. The great thing about Illamasqua products is you don't need to use much. So they might be quite expensive, but they do last a really long time. So for this, I'm going to use my concealer brush. And a tiny bit on the brush. So if I can just, maybe this way. So just anywhere you see any blemishes that haven't been fully covered, I tend to just put the concealer on. So get the concealer dabbed on with the brush. Then I wipe all the excess off the brush back onto my hand, so we've not really got any more makeup on there. And then we just use the brush to blend it in. And sometimes you'll find, when you're doing under the eye especially, concealer on its own won't work. You'd need to do concealer, and then you'll see in a moment I'm going to pick up my foundation brush. I'm not going to put any extra foundation on the brush, I'm just going to use that brush with the foundation on it to blend. So again, going in with a foundation brush now, no product on it other than what was already on there a minute ago. And I'm just using that again to blend it all in. I'm dabbing it more than I am pushing the makeup around this time. So if you look up, if you do get makeup stuck in tiny creases, if I say it, in the skin, all you have to do is use your ring finger, so it's the lightest touch, and just apply pressure to it slightly just to push that makeup back in. It's a question I get asked all the time. So the final step of this dewy base is a tiny bit of powder. So the powder I'm using is Kiko Soft Light Powder, and I'm using 02. When you're doing the dewy base, you need to be aware that you don't want to matte the skin down too much, because you want the highlights on the top of the cheekbone to show, and you want it to look dewy and natural, not matte. So I don't use much powder, I just use it to calm down the T-zone so you don't look sweaty, as a sweaty is not really a dewy look. So for this, I'm going to use my big powder brush, which again is Real Techniques. Nice big fluffy brush. And tiny bit of powder on there. Shake it off so you've not got too much. And just dab on, so you're pressing it onto the skin. On the forehead, around the nose, and under the lip. And a tiny bit on the cheeks, near the nose. And also you want to put it on the eyelids. You basically want to put powder onto the eyelids as soon as possible so that you don't get the foundation creasing, so that when you put your eyeshadow on, it doesn't crease. So that's how you create your natural, flawless, dewy base. Thank you for watching. I'm Stephanie for Phlash Worx. If you want to watch any more of our videos and subscribe to this channel, the next look I will be doing, I will be finishing this look, so there will be a video for the eyes, the lips, and contouring and highlighting. You can also find out more information about us on our website, www.flashworx.co.uk, and we're also on Facebook, so Facebook/Phlash Worx, and Instagram, you can find us there under Phlash Worx, and we're also on Twitter. Thank you for watching.